Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boylon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. The results are in, and what I mean by the results, I mean the compensation is in, both for me and for my alt account, and I want to share what happened, what's going on, and also there's some pretty huge data mines that have come out, which tells us the story of what's going to be happening next week for the final the final weekly event for the month of October, which is Overwhelming Hunger. And it is going to be not only a Zombie Scarlet Witch event, but it's also going to be a Blade Unlock event. So they're doing a double back to back, which is surprising for me. I'm a little bit surprised. So we're going to delve into the data mines, talk about exactly what you need to do for next week's event, and all that and more. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. I don't know why I did an intro with just bringing me back to the same page. Here you go. Okay, so this is the compensation that was issued from my perspective. Now, you guys probably saw my video last week and all the stuff I was able to farm with the 30 challenge tokens, right? For this, we're talking about the hunger and the thirst. If I didn't make that clear, so this is basically what they did, and I'll go to the blog too, but you can just see it from my side. Now, the major difference is going to be the zombie orb fragments here. That's because I was able to farm that. They essentially did a statistical average of all the characters in the shards and the gold and stuff. And so what you'll have seen, I have a picture of basically if you hadn't done anything, what you'll get. So I didn't get that much as far as shards, but I did take quite a bit advantage of this. Honestly, I probably got about 12 of each of Omega Sentinel and Nimrod from the orbs that I opened as well. And they would have given you about 30 Man-Thing orbs had you done nothing. So you can see all the rewards here. I do want to open up my photo here. Thanks to Roggles on my Discord for sharing this. And then you can see this is if you hadn't done anything at all on the event last week, that this is what you would get. 16 shards for Nimrod and Omega Sentinel, a collection of everything else. 30 Man-Thing orbs, 100,000 candy, and the only issue is that there is more zombie orb fragments, though. Like, there, it is what it is. You know, I'm not going to compete on this leaderboard. There's no point. It's not really that big of a deal for me, but I think they probably shouldn't have given zombie orb fragments at all, because that does impact the leaderboard. And behind my frame here is 500, down in the bottom left corner, is 500 L4 training modules. Otherwise, you can see pretty much everything else. So that's kind of interesting. Like, I honestly think that they did it 95% correct, with the exception of the zombie or fragments. They did, by and large, give out what we were owed, and so that's actually a good thing. And kudos to Scopely for getting this right. I'm honestly shocked that they did, because they've messed up easier things, and to automate, this much stuff where they would have had to check who got what. I think that's quite interesting. So, anyways, let's talk about the blog. So the Hunger and Thirst event issues. October 17th, a version of... So I'm not going to go... We know what happened, right? Like, I've talked about this the most. When the correct version of the... Actually, I'm going to skip that too. Since the issue is nuanced, we want to provide a breakdown of how we handled these things for players that did not make any progress. So this is basically what I just showed you in the photo there, as far as the different items that were given out. Players will get 2050 Zombie Hunter Orb Fragments to make the zombie invasion leaderboards equitable and remove any advantage the player started early might have had. The remaining Zombie Hunter Orb Fragments have been converted into the character shards. Players that made early progress will also receive some resources from the above. So the reason why my main account only got 300, and this is just speculation, this is what I'm assuming, is because I managed to do level 1, level 2, and level 3, and no, I didn't do level 4, so just 1, 2, and 3. I would have got the zombie orb fragments from those before. It still impacts the... Well, I guess because I was able to start on day 1 at level 3, and so I'm assuming that's the difference why some people got 2050 and I got 300. Because I was able to do 3 attempts at level 3 on day 1 versus people who had to climb in the beginning. That's what I'm assuming the difference is, although they didn't exactly make that clear on the blog. So it is by and large good. People got what they were expected, and they also sent out a Scourge issue update, so 2 free Mega Gold orbs for anyone who has already cleared that anyways. Not really a big deal, but hey, free gold is free gold, right? So the combination was good. I'll give them credit where credit's due, that they managed to actually do this properly, and I am surprised, I'll be honest, but nonetheless they did. So that was all the event resolution stuff. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. Let me know in the comments down below what you feel about the resolution. But let's get to the data mines, because this is also really important. We have the Astral Showcase, and so just to clarify, usually when data mines appear, it's about a week out. So this suggests that the Astral Showcase is probably going to be happening next week at some point. Because normally it's not 2 weeks in advance. Sometimes it is, but usually it's like within 1 week that you would see this, or a week and a half. So we have an Astral Showcase, and it also shows the order of the releases. So Ancient One is going to be the first Astral character released or unlocked or whatever, and then Emma Frost X-Men, unfortunately. Now, where the Shadow King is between this, I don't know. Like, when's the date for the Shadow King trial? I don't really know any of this. It's not in the datamize yet. So where he fits in terms of the release schedule, I'm not sure. Maybe it'll be Ancient One and then Shadow King and then Emma Frost. Maybe Shadow King's at the end. It's really hard to say. I guess I'll depend. I think he'll probably be further up. I think he'll probably be either first, honestly, or he'll be between Ancient One and Emma Frost. That's just my thoughts there. There also is some requirements, so they're not using the Cypher stuff anymore. That's gone right from Orcus. So it's just flat out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yellows to compete in the showcase, and then there's going to be a team showcase, which requires the full team minus Shadow King. Seems like you don't actually need Shadow King to do the team showcase. It just says Ancient One, Emma Frost, and Moondragon and Doctor Strange at 3 through 7 yellow star. Now, we do have the Overwhelming Hunger. This is next Monday's event, and this actually is a joint character unlock event, shockingly. So commanders get, earn silver bullets, crimson mystic gear, and blade shards. So Blade's going to be directly in the milestones, which is going to be interesting. And it's about time, because we were wondering like who that character was going to be. It looks like they're going the same way as the other teams, that the first character of every team is going to get a release event. So we had Gladiator, we had Sentinel, and now we have Blade. So they were all the first character of the teams to be unlocked. Commander, get hangry. Overwhelming Hunger milestone. Gain progress in the 7-day event by battling in war with the Undying team, completing the Sugar Rush event. This is going to be the last chance on that one. And earning Undying Orb fragments from the Red Dead rematch campaign. This is going to be the Zombie Scarlet Witch showcase thing that you're going to be farming for fragments. So confirmation, I may have mentioned it before, but basically it's confirmation that Zombie Scarlet Witch, Zwitch, can we say Zwitch, is going to be, the same kind of mechanism that Zombie Juggernaut was. So farming the showcase event, there's going to be a couple of nodes only, so farming that with the event energy, getting the Undying Orb fragments, and then praying that you get a decent drop on Zombie Scarlet Witch. So that's going to be the only way to get her. Free claims and special offers, earn fantastic rewards, including blah, 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 right? And then blade shards. So probably in the milestone. This is not going to be a leaderboard because we're currently on one right now. You'll also earn points towards the month long, right? And then you have the Undying Orb here. It even says it has includes shards, including the all new, all powerful Scarlet Zombie Witch. Scarlet Witch Zombie, whatever. Sugar Rush. And then the points for this event, though, is play 1 war battle, and then play 1 war battle with Undying geared 17, 18, or 19. So we know that this event is directly related to Blade. So basically, the higher your Undying is in terms of gear tier, the more shards or milestones that you're going to clear in order to get blade shards. Now, exactly how many or what's required to get, the full amount of blade shards, I don't know, and I can't tell you that until probably the Friday blog post at the very least, when we go over the table and we're able to look at things a bit better there, and then we'll be able to understand, how high do you need to build your Undying, or what kind of blade shards can you expect out of this event. It could be like Nimrod, right? Like my alt account, I think only got like 60 Nimrod shards, whereas my main account got 100 because I had the gear tier on the war characters, I believe, that were in that event. Okay, and then we have this some kind of new player stuff. There's the Scarlet Surge milestone, Battle World Beckons. All of these are for new players like 65, 75 plus, so like returning players as well. We also have Quick Rumble. They have talked a little bit here that the new currency for November is called Cosmic Elixir. I don't actually have the details of the full November month long. I just have the quick rumbles for some reason. So that's there as well. And then some kind of blurb text about the Astral Showcases. And again, it shows it in order. So Act 1, Ancient 1, Act 2, Emma, Final Act is the team. But it says, Logan's still seeking information about Charles Xavier's location. Visits Ancient 1, who directs him to one of the few mutants strong enough to enter the Astral Plane. Enter Emma. Recognizing the peril threatening all mutants, Emma Frost identifies a flaw in the diamond, a memory alteration in her own mind. The only reason why I'm talking about this is sometimes there's like a weird Easter egg inside the story stuff. And then finally, the team showcase unveiled as the architect of Charles Xavier's disappearance. The Shadow King mocks Logan with secrets known only to him. What's really interesting about this, because now it's almost suggested that this might be the last kind of big release before Charles Xavier, because we're getting closer in the storyline. Now, if you go to the age section, the Age of X, they have actually unveiled the third quadrant here down at the bottom, which shows the Shadow King, or at least he's kind of covered. I guess they did that in purpose. It's probably purposefully done that. You know, he's hiding here behind the logo. Anyways, the Shadow King there. And the question is, what is the fourth quadrant? And some people have asked me. It very well could just be Xavier, right? Because the story makes it sound like we're pretty much almost there to Xavier, and you know, based on what we heard, is that he was supposed to be like a spring of 2025 release. I don't know if they're going to bring out a fourth quadrant separate character before Xavier, because I feel like the timeline would be super stretched out, or that Xavier would get pushed back into like the second half of 2025 at this point. So there's some interesting news. We'll see as things develop, and I think that's about it. We've covered all the comp. We've covered the data mines, and I think that's it for this video. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of heads up about what's coming up next week as far as events go. And yeah, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Wayland signing out.